Previously on the Fenland drains.
Here we go, let's have it. Let's have you. Only a babber. Lovely. No, let's have a go. Yep. Let's get you back. That's the one. Beautiful. So we're coming up to about 1:30. 2 fish in the bag, only small ones, but it's just nice to see fish in the drain and moving. After hearing the stories about a lot of fish dying and stuff, I can probably guarantee if there's a couple of small ones moving around, there'll be a big gill. Always is. And she'll just be moving around these margins maybe, or out there, or she could be half a mile away. But if the time's right for us and she does come through, then I'd be confident for maybe a decent one. I'd think probably evening time, normally on a drain, is when I've had most of my big fish, or first thing in the morning, which is pretty much textbook for big pike. And obviously it's this time of year, you know, we're in October, so normally that is a good time for catching them. Daytimes, you know, you get your small ones coming through, but yeah, it's a pleasure to see, and I still can't believe how clear the water is. It's like tap water. You can see right down to the bottom. I cast my dead bait out probably, I don't know, probably about rod length, maybe rod length and a half out, and I just watched the dead bait go down and just gingerly rest on the bottom. And yeah, it was absolutely brilliant to see. And then obviously the float went off about half an hour later. But it's, yeah, both rods are doing the action, so there is a few fish coming through here. But I love this peg, it's one of my favourite swims on this drain. But like I said, they've gone for miles. There's a million and one places these pike could be. I always like the thought of it that I could be like 5 or 10 mile away from a pike, because they just spur off and go to different drains and whatnot. So all in all, yeah, we're here till 10 o'clock tomorrow morning, and I'm hoping that we can get some nice fish. If we do get a couple of more fish today or through the night, it might spur me on to stay. You know, I'm not in a huge rush to leave, because if fish are coming through, they're moving, they're healthy, then there's every chance a big pike will come through. So fish number 3, only a little babber. I've got to be careful because he's only just hooked in the scissors. A lot of people ask me to show me hooking a pike, so I'm going to try my best. I normally like to just get all my attention on the fish, so only a little beautiful. Right, pop that there. Yeah. Only a little babber, beautiful condition. I mean, look at that, absolutely stunning. Right, back you go, little fella, without me falling in. That's the one, mate. I might do the same again. I've got a full bait on the left hand rod, but I'm looking through this pack for large baits, and so I'll just take the head off it again. Nice bit of attraction. That's perfect. That's through there. That's pretty much it. Typical British weather. Always the same. That is absolutely spot on. Right, let's get under some cover. So we've just come up to about 3 o'clock. We've got about 3 or 4 hours before it starts to get dark. Then it's the witching hour for the big pike. But I must have seen probably 3 fish moving through these margins. I don't know if it was the same fish or if it was different ones moving through, but they are active, they're moving, and they're on the lookout for some food. So all in all, it's looking good. We've had 3 fish so far, only little small ones, but it's nice to see them moving through and seeing activity in the swim. And I've just popped up the dead bait on the left hand rod, put the little bolster insert, put that out, and that's just going to be resting off the bottom about 4 or 5 inches, and it's just going to be tilted up like that. It won't be vertically up, it'll just be on its side like that. I did a little test in the margins, so any pike coming through, it'll see the fish. And what normally happens when you're popping them up like that, indicator, it won't go up or down a little bit, it'll just bang straight out, and then the fish is gone. So any movement whatsoever, I'm running straight down to the rod. And I noticed as well, when I showed earlier in the video, I had about 3 or 4 pieces of fish that I've been chucking out. I pre-bait while I'm there, chuck those pieces out, and that's where the small pike have been coming through. I've just seen him patrolling, like stopping, moving, going down, having a piece, moving on. Pre-baiting, you can do it, I suppose, at certain times. I used to do it where I pre-bait in snags, so in like reed lines, I'd just chuck it in the margin areas, hoping that cormorants and other fish wouldn't come across it, only the pike when they come through. But after a while I stopped doing that. You can end up wasting a lot of bait for no return. So yep, here we go. Oh yes, I think this might be the biggest one of the day so far, to be honest. Oh, go on my son. That's what we like. Yeah, only a babber, but very, very welcome. Oh, go on my son. He's a scrapper. I'll give him that. Come on then, mate. The quicker we get you in, the quicker we get you back. Oh, only just hooked. Oh, a bit bigger than what I thought. Lovely. Lovely jubbly. As you can see, only just hooked in the scissors. Just there, right in this corner. And even though it's early season, they can be really, really picky. It's got to be careful you don't damage any of the skin when you're hooking them. That's the one. Beautiful little pike, only a babber, but look at them markings. That is absolutely gorgeous, and it's that sort of autumn colour, that them dark tinges. Before it gets to winter time, they start going a little bit paler. But I mean, that is absolutely stunning. What a beautiful looking Fenland drain pike. So it's been raining all day. Apologies for the lack of footage today, but I've just been keeping an eye on that float and whatnot. And yeah, this one was on the float. The popped up dead bait on the left hand rod is still out there. Hopefully that'll do some bites for us, but for now we're getting closer to the big gills, getting consistent action, so hopefully tonight we can get some big ones, and I might possibly stay on for another 24 hours. So without further ado, I'll get her back and let's see if we can get any more in the bag. But happy days, wicked. Back you go. That's what we like to see. Well, I'm literally just doing a bit of spaghetti bolognese for an evening meal, and I've just seen an absolute clonker of a pike move through this margin. It's peeing it down, low light levels are kicking in, and that was a nice pike. That was a very, very nice pike. So I'm quickly going to bring this in and have it in the margins. That's beautiful. Right, let me just quickly get this down here. That was a big pike. Right, that is perfect. I've just seen it. That was a nice fish. That might have been a 20-pounder. Looking at the movement. That looked like a really nice pike. I had a good feeling that there might be a few big ones knocking around. And I'm always keeping an eye on the water all the time. Right, that's perfect. Right. Yeah, I never miss an opportunity. If I see any fish coming through, we've got one in the mid-channel, one in this margin now. Come on, big girls, let's be having you. So we're coming up to about 7 o'clock. I put everything away now. I've got my GoPro, bit of lighting, and if we do catch anything, I'll do a little show and tell. If we get a decent sized fish, then I'll set everything up with the camera and stuff. But for now, we're just starting to lose light, and it's pretty much the witching hour. It's very windy, as you can hear. It's absolutely peeing it down at the moment, so sometimes the heavy rain can put a bit of a stump on the fishing, but I'm still confident for a fish, and I saw a really nice one in this margin. So I bought the float in, dropped it there, and I'm hoping in the next few hours she might come back and move. But I did see part of the fish, and it was a really long pike. So yeah, nice looking fish. Possible scraper 20 maybe. But yeah, she just started moving. You just saw her body move through. Really long fish. So I'm hoping that we get some action tonight on that. I had a feeling there might be a big girl around. It's just now a case of sort of coming through this margin and we're catching us. So yeah, it's time to settle in now. Low light levels, it's prime, it really is. Just hoping this weather calms down. I think we've got a lot of rain for the next couple of days now, literally like this. And today's Monday, Tuesday and Wednesday, the same every day, and then it slowly calms down towards the end of the week. So we've had a few nice fish today, not massive, but a great opening account on the sort of Fenland drains, and it's nice to be back on here. So yeah, let's see how we get on. So I'm gonna get the kettle on, have a cuppa, watch this float, and then I'm going to change tactics. I'm going to put a ledger stem on the float rod. We'll have both of them on drop-off indicators, and then hopefully tonight we can get a few in the bag, and hopefully a big girl as well. Right, so we've literally just had a double take on the rods. I've got one in the net, it's a small one, and I've got a bigger one in the sling. So I'll quickly show you this little fella, beautiful little pike. We'll get him back, and then I'll show you the bigger one. But it is peeing it down. Right, little fella, you go back. Lovely. And then I'll show you the next one. I've had this resting for about 5 minutes. It's a touch bigger than the other one. Right, I'll quickly show you this one. Much more big than the other one. Probably a scraper double. Beautiful fish. And we'll get her back as well. There you go, darling. That's the one. Lovely. And that is, normally I'd show you to the camera the fish, but to be honest I can't be bothered getting everything out. It's just absolutely peeing it down. So here we go, fish on. This is on the left hand rod. Unless it's debris, we've had a lot of rain coming through and this, that and the other, and the drain is starting to rise a bit. That might be debris, maybe. No fish on. No, yeah, lovely. I don't know if it's a, no, maybe a little small one again, maybe. Oh, and it's still raining. What, this weather is just unbelievable. It really is. Come on, darling, come on, come on. Let's be having you. Come on. That's the one. Lovely. Lovely, lovely, lovely. Right. So we'll get her back. I'm not going to bother showing you to the camera. Right, darling. Back you go. Lovely. Look at them markings. Absolutely stunning. Well, I've just baited up the right hand rod, put a fresh bait on. I can't keep a rod in the water for more than literally a couple of minutes. There is too much debris, too much weed coming through. You can't see it on the surface, but it's underlying weed coming through the drain. This might be the end of the session, to be honest. I've tried everything in my power and I think I'm going to give it another hour, just trying little bits and bobs, but I don't think this is going to work. I really don't. No, this ain't going to work. No, there's too much weed. I think this is going to be the end of the session. I'll have to call it quits. It's such a shame, but you are literally fighting a losing battle. You're never going to win it. And I've just put a fresh bait in here just to try my luck, but yeah, that's never going to work. As you can see, you've got probably 3 or 4 pounds of weed on there. Oh God, I really wanted to stay. Just try my luck, just give it a bash. I've stayed as long as I can, and I know I had a feeling in the back of my mind that I might be wasting my time, but you've got to try these things. And unfortunately, today is just not going to be the day. As you can see, I put fresh bait on there. Nice juicy sardine. Yeah, that's not going to work. Oh, what a session. What a session. It's supposed to be here for 5 days. A day on each drain, had everything planned out, and then the English weather kicked in, which wasn't a bad thing. I mean, it was a bit of a pain not being able to film much with the weather and stuff, but I think the worst thing of all is it's the drain itself. Because it's coming through, I can't keep a bait in the water for more than a minute without it being dragged over. You can't see the weed, but it's like mid-water coming through. So, oh God, yeah, that's put a dampener on it. And the river, with all this rain, is going to be going up and up, and that is going to be pointless pike fishing. So, oh, first week of the pike season, and we get this weather, and there's not one angler on here. And that's testament to, obviously, the locals knowing what it was going to be like, etc. I do like to try my luck though sometimes. Unfortunately, today it didn't pan out. Yesterday was brilliant. We had loads of fish. Everything was perfect. And then it just goes to show, and I've always said it, when that weather changes, when the weather's not right or things change, so does your catch results. And today's been a prime example. So what do we do? Where do we go now? I'm going to play it by ear. I've got some editing to do, plenty of videos coming out. We've got other rivers, other drains to go to, bits and bobs, a few lakes I might go and visit, but other than that, that is this session done. So 2 days done out of 5, not too bad I suppose, but this weather's just been an absolute pain in the backside, it really has. So anyway, that is the end of the video. I just want to thank everybody for watching, and I will see you guys in the next video.